eggulire erifulumiziddwa ku General Museveni nga lifulumiziddwa olupapula lw'Abazungu lumanyiddwa nga The Guardian. Yoweri Museveni, a dictator with nothing left to promise Uganda. Nti nakyemalira General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni atalina kyasigaza kugamba bannayuganda. Tewakyali kyasobola kulimba bannayuganda. Byonna birimbye biwedde, ebirimbo bye byonna byabadde atulimba biweddeyo. Kati kyasigaza kutandika okutulumbula butulimbuzi bantu, kutandika kwewaŋŋamya bwewaŋŋamya, naye nga tewakyali na kimu kisuubizo na kimu kyakyasobola kugamba bannayuganda kuba talina wadde kyalina. Okitegedde? Kakati nno General Museveni ebigambo bulijjo alowooza bya musaago, kumba Abazungu bamutambulira kuba mulaba amaaso bagugudde bwe gati, era nga buli kyakola okwenywereza mu buyinza bakiraba nga bakina ne solution. Tusooke tuwulirize ebigambo bino Comrade Ono asinza mu ggwanga lya America US gy'asinzidde n'atemaatema ensonga zino. Owulira bulungi wano.
But like I said, Museveni pulls the intelligent Ugandans, fattens them up, gives them positions. Mpuga was supposed to be, the muteketeke of Buganda and so on and so forth. Museveni brought him closer, made him a spy in National Unity Platform. After National Unity Platform gave Mpuga vice president, or the next after His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, they bought Mpuga off. Mpuga thought he had made it. When it was time to toss Mpuga, they gave him a bribe. Mpuga was part of the Anita Among bribe scheme, okay? And it's coming to him. Eventually, they'll catch him. But that is what Museveni does to intelligent Ugandans who will become something for Uganda. He does find a way to destroy them. And when he brings them closer, it means they're closer to the kill, okay? Oboth is right there. Kadaga was right there. All these people, in a speech a few years ago when Kadaga was getting dropped off from the running for speaker, when Jacob Olanya and her were trying to get the speakership position, Kadaga, in one of her regrettable statements, said, you know, Museveni, I've done so much for you, including changing the age limit, moving the age limit, and removing term limits. I did all that for you. But I'm just trying to mention these because just to show you that Museveni does not remember and doesn't care what you do. In fact, for all the leaders who are working with Museveni right now, you are in the flock. You are in line for the slaughter, for the cut, when the time comes, like all of them did. Lokech did. He went and served Museveni very well out there, okay? When the time came, it was time for him to go, okay? Several others before. Honorable Mao saw it, he knew it, he buried his own brother. Honorable Mao was one of the delegations that was sent to Seattle to watch or to be in the hospital with Honorable Jacob Olanya during his very last days. But even then, he still went ahead to accept positions and get pulled away from DP, brought in, given ministerial position, but that doesn't mean anything. Atika wachi, wunjama wunfurutika tichki Museveni kubericha. Anita kemaro duana kun wachi, like a local farmer taking some bananas to the market, in disguise, because the police were focused at the roadblock looking into vehicles, okay? That is the fortification that Kyagulanyi has. That is why, as much as Museveni tries to destroy Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, Kyagulanyi's mission, message, and everything he is in our heart. It is not because Kyagulanyi gave me anything, no. He never, no. But the language, the involvement, the care that Kyagulanyi has, the mission, what compels him to be who he is for the locals, for the people of Uganda, is ingrained in our heart. In my heart is where Kyagulanyi is. It is not because he gave anyone anything. No. That is why Kyagulanyi is in the United States right now. But a system in Uganda is flourishing compared to Museveni, who has to stay on oxygen, stay alive, just so his hoodlum of a son can pretend to cause ruckus and act as if he's leading Uganda forcefully. It is not natural that they're doing what they're doing. At the time that Bebe Cool was shot, At the same scene, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was there. He could have gotten hit. In fact, they wanted to shoot him too. But guess what? Kyagulanyi, being a special person that was sent to do this by God, he survived, and God foiled him and protected him. And that makes him, till today, the reason why we are here and we are fighting for change. Because God has made it that that is what is going to be. And none of these people trying to change this, all these Rwandese, are trying to change what is set in stone. It's impossible. It is impossible. So those of you who are working for Museveni, slow down. Mind the people you are mistreating. When Anita Among was doing things trying to make sure that Zake does not take the commissioner's office, she pulled over Mapenduzi. Mapenduzi was the executor of what they were trying to do, to make sure that Zake cannot exist as commissioner despite being picked by His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Why do you think that you are the kingmaker? Where do you think God is in all of this? Where? Right now, Anita Among could very well be buried, dead and gone. Right, Honorable Mao, same direction. If they're not going to give you a certain position, calm down. People who are upset because they didn't get position here. Honorable Keloriem, I mean, you have been a minister for what? Over 20 years? What more do you want? At least you came off alive. Is that value? Do you want to come out in a coffin? Because that's an option. Can you people try to focus on where it matters? Where it matters. Anita Among right now needs the voice of Bobby Wine. For example, it cannot take somebody, I posted something and somebody said, well, her friends are calling her. You really think that Anita Among has her cell phone and is hanging out in the living room and is chatting around with people? No. They are trying to make sure Anita Among will never speak again about whatever she did, because Anita Among is a sacrificial lamb. They want to make sure, in fact, in my security alerts, they're saying that there has to be a by-election in Anita Among's constituency, by all means. And Anita Among has to be made dirt poor. That means Anita Among will never rise again in her community. Anita Among will never, ever be even a LC1 in her community, because she stifled everywhere where she was. She overperformed for these evil people, and now the evil people have her, and her people who would have been to her rescue don't care, because she has finished all the juice in them. They have nothing left to offer as kindness for Anita Among. So all of you leaders working for Museveni, slow down. Focus where it matters. Take care of your people first. Because if the time comes, can we hide you? Can your neighbor say, come here, sit over here, and tell them that he's not here, he never came? That person, we have never seen him here. Can your people do that? Can your constituency do that? Some of you, to the extent your relatives don't even talk to you because you are too much. You're too big. You feel too, I mean, everything. Who thought in doing all those things, he would have secured his government? Jonathan was a son of a dictator whose father said, like Muhozi, go and kill the opposition leader. But Jonathan went and told the opposition leader that, my friend or my enemy, my father sent me to kill you, but I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I don't feel good about it. I want you to survive. Therefore, do this and this and this and be safe. To this day, in the Bible, it says that when the dictator was toppled, because it will happen, the new opposition leader, when he came to power, he said, where can I find a descendant of Jonathan? Where? Because Jonathan had been killed in the trouble coming into, you know, when the government has to go, sometimes everybody has to go. So with his father and all of that, Jonathan was killed. But the new leader, the opposition leader, came and said, can you find me any descendant of Jonathan? Any. I want to do good for him. because it did good for me. When I was going to be killed, Jonathan saved me. Jonathan was the SFC. Jonathan was the policeman of today, of Museveni's government. Jonathan was you, the SFC. Jonathan was you, Muhozi. Jonathan was you, Speaker of Parliament. Jonathan was you, Member of Parliaments. Jonathan was you, ministers and all those people. All the leadership, all Ugandan leadership who are working for Museveni, all of you are Jonathans. But the new leader came and said, I want to do something good for Jonathan's descendant because Jonathan protected me. And because of him, I live. That is the type of relationship that many of you working for Museveni don't invest in. You become too powerful, too strong. You think that you have made it. You think you are all of that. You begin to just cause further, more havoc for Ugandan natives. Why do you do that? I think I want to my Bible makilwoni Jonathan. Ikare madonga men prisoners who have not committed a crime. Mwanga Chivumbi was in court yesterday with all manner of surety. You who is there with them, you who serves the food, when they tell you put poison, don't do it. Give them where to sleep. Give them a softer landing. Because when things change, and they will, you will be remembered. Somebody will say, I need the family of the policeman called Kasozi, who gave me water when they were almost killing me in torture chambers. You must do that. When Museveni sends you with poison to go and kill another minister, when they send you with poison to go and put in somebody's shoes, they send you with poison to go and put in their food, don't do it. Because, and it helps you to tell that person to say, my brother, they have sent me to do this to you. So that you build an army of trust. It doesn't have to be you go pick up arms. No. You build a fortification that you have, a language that is unspoken. That you go and say, you know what, my brother, I've been asked to do this to you, but I couldn't. I'm not going to. Therefore, protect yourself this way and that way and the other way. Because when it comes time, you never know, they may send that person to you. And if not, you will be sowing a good seed for you. Have you ever felt like the world is squatting down on you? Have you ever felt like you cannot rise up again? And then you do something nice for somebody and you get some relief. Because there is something in kindness that gives you long life, that gives you, it makes your heart happy. I say that all the time to my clients. I must do something so I can sleep well. So my heart is happy, because kindness is related to a healthy heart. Somehow. When Museveni says go and do this and you are Ugandan, don't do it. Be gentle with the people that he has made hell for. Because you never know. I'll down on my bed, down on my no Museveni don't know niki team genu money pier. Down chalo mau kuberichani. O miero nene ugwago my bed. En mau bena miero nene ugwago down on my aki gang my bed. Pien beloke da. Pien beloke. Uganda is going to change. It's not always going to be this way. I put a lot of emphasis on that because there is a lot of division amongst people who are powerful in Uganda temporarily because they think life has been made for them. It is not. Anita Among is not here. The statements she made, Anita Among said opposition nope should never exist in Uganda. She couldn't do it. It is God's making that National Unity Platform is in Uganda. It is God's making. And some of you National Unity Platform fighting each other now, your fighting amongst yourselves has attracted the dictator, Museveni. Because now, he's now using some people who feel frustrated by National Unity Platform because of certain decisions like swearing in or even being elected or this and that. But let me tell you this, National Unity Platform. So these people who are saying they're disgruntled and this, that, and the other, Museveni has said, you are not happy? Come here. You're not happy. What did they do to you? Blah, 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 Chagulanyi this, National Unity Platform this, candidates this, member of parliament this, blah, blah, blah. Museveni has now gotten a new feast. He has said, well, you're not happy. Let me give you a job to do and I'll pay you handsomely. Money has never been a problem with Museveni to pay off people who he feels are a threat to him. So some of you people, and we know you of National Unity Platform, some of you are vocal, some of you are in security of His Excellency, some of you have been interior, this, that, and the other. You have been bought by the Damulidas, Balam, Damulida, the Muhozis. And what they're planning to use you for, because you're just going to be used, you are going to set up some sort of disgruntled activity at National Unity Platform offices. It will be a day where Honorable Senyonyi is there, Dr. Lina Zadriga is there, and Louis Rubongoya will be there. Museveni's intention is to shut down National Unity Platform completely. He would like to create a sort of crime scene and have yellow tape wrapped around National Unity Platform and left there for nobody to ever get into, for the grass to grow, just like it did in Nakawa. You see how Nakawa, the flats that were, the estates that were banged around the fence and just left to exist like that? That is what Museveni wants to do with National Unity Platform. Now he has a way through these disgruntled members. Damulidas and so on, they have called these people. Some of you are very popular. Some of you have been on social media. Some of you, we have seen you around His Excellency and all of that. I can understand not being happy because we have not arrived where we should be. I get that. But let me tell you, it took 40 years for the Israelites to get where they were supposed to go. And several, in fact, in the process, some people started to worship a golden calf. So it is likely that you'll be unhappy and feel like it's not happening. I have never had something happen that I worked so hard for happen instantly. Never. Never. So before I get to Acholi, I want to finish this part. Museveni has called these people who are not happy. He has said, I've got money to give you. If you're not happy about this and that, I'm going to give you guys money. And so they've said, okay, we're good. So they've been promised money, but this is how it's supposed to go. During an event, or when these three people, the three leaders, are present, because Museveni wants to kill Louis Rubongoya, Joel Senyonyi, and Dr. Lina Zadriga. He wants the leadership of NUP killed so that he can finally close up NUP, because the president is not there at the moment. The acting president is Dr. Lina Zadriga. So he wants these people to come in while these leaders are there, cause some sort of demonstration, dissatisfaction, you know, throw some chairs and this, that, and the other. Amongst these few people will be M23 people dressed as National Unity Platform with pistols on them. So while these disgruntled National Unity Platform members are going to be saying this, that, and the other, these these M23 people will rush in and go kill these designated leaders. Shoot all of them. Eventually, they're going to kill even these National Unity Platform people who will be on site, on the scene, trying to cause ruckus. M23, so these National Unity Platform people are not privy to the meeting that happened after them with the M23 people about what M23 people should do to them. So 3 phases. One meeting is about National Unity Platform, about going to the site. The second meeting happened so that M23 come and kill these National Unity Platform leaders and also the disgruntled National Unity Platform members going to demonstrate. So you can see what a syndicate of events this is. So you people of National Unity Platform who think that you are going to come and demonstrate because you are unhappy, you are going to die. Museveni is going to get rid of you. That's a strategy. Museveni does not want any of you. In fact, he doesn't care if you live or not. For any Ugandan, Museveni doesn't care if you exist or not. Museveni wants to use either NERA or NEMA or the other building agency. Hold on one second. He wants to use NEMA or I think it's a building authority in Uganda to find a way to shut down National Unity Platform, especially the main offices. He's going to say that those buildings are built on wetlands. Like they're plowing several houses of people on wetlands, and yet there's a video of somebody who took pictures of lots of high-rises being built on a wetland that are all Rwandese owners. All those homes are being built, no problems there. But the problem comes with the Ugandans who are existing on wetlands. Museveni is going to take out URA, yes. Thank you, Omuyudaya Bobby. Thank you so much. He's going to use NEMA and URA to get rid of, to plow down National Unity Platform. You think it's 4 rises, 4 stairs or stories. All that is going to come down to the ground. But in disguise, they're going to start with demolishing an NRM office so that it looks legitimate. Because they can build. In fact, they will move everything of theirs and take it to another office location, and then try to use the same idea, because Ugandan will say, well, they broke the building of NRM too. That means it's legitimate. It's a government policy. It's the right thing to do. Blah blah blah. And then they'll plow down all the National Unity Platform offices. And then it will be the end of NUP. That's according to them. When I say these things, they will change, they will update, they will adjust, they will wiggle out or wait until later to execute. But their intention is to make sure NUP does not exist in Uganda, by all means. So in killing Dr. Lina Zadriga, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, Honorable Louis Rubongoya, they want to clear and kill the name National Unity Platform. Killing these interreligious council people have caused a lot of loss of life. So use this as necessary. Atia wachi, ebola dongu wachi, ebola ni do poti wado matuku. Pingo po wati katiki ebola, menam ni watuwe wedano ho, kita yangu watuwe ukere wia choli kame. Man kubelichani, Diana tuine ikar magiti meeting eni, muhozi tiye, pian muhozi luo Ugandans ni lumeng, lubaba. O wai lubaba ni pingo food giti ata at large, pingo po tika dino gima be. Chijo me lutela on lega guwachi, ujane, wanda ni ansa wachi bola tiye. The Salims of the Rwandese. After those houses have been demolished, that land is going to be given to Rwandese people to build and develop. Ori makitika torneni, maki wai nema itika torneni. Kiwachini, teke torwa ngari mo petie ni negotiation mo ke ken ko ni mirchen Rwanda. Atika wachi, any point mo any no bobale ben don't pay. In Uganda, the environment does not allow for COVID to thrive in Uganda, first of all. Why Museveni wears a mask every day is to hide his aging. I believe so. If not, maybe he has oxygen hooked or something, and he wears the thing on his back. I don't know. There's no reason why anyone in Uganda should be wearing masks. Therefore, people of Elgon, and I'm going to get this to my brother from the Elgon area, do not wear these masks being given to you. Muhozi, in his own words, CDF has ordered and says no argument. These masks must be distributed every day. The deadly masks must be distributed every day to the Mount Elgon area. If you know that area was given to Natasha or something, there was land in Wugisu that was given to a certain Rwandese community. And I think this is the finishing act to get rid of those people so that that land is fully occupied by these Rwandese people. They want to turn Mount Elgon or Elgon area to the Rwenzori area where they can thrive and have the perfect weather and vegetation and wild animals and all of that. This is the plan of these Rwandese people. That is an action that has been confirmed, and those masks are being distributed. So if you have somebody in those areas, if you live abroad or you live whatever, let them know to not wear those masks. If possible, find a faraway place to burn them, because the reagents could be in the air and you might consume it if you burn it very close to you. Mas seguni unien yo me wangu geogo nyome nanu ni dano petika tich kere jo mati Mount Elgon area bugisuka executives or leadership. Some UPDF, they're continuing to profile them, where they eat, where they go, how they move, who is with them at what time, where the side chick is, where this is it, so that they can easily deal with them. Because Museveni does not want evidence, which these people have. Museveni does not want to be despised by his father's old comrades. So between the two, they must go, okay? They are planning to cause some tears in National Unity Platform. National Unity Platform, brace yourselves. Their plan is to eliminate the big wigs of National Unity Platform in the same way that they did Nachimuli, or any other way that they can cause the leadership of National Unity Platform to be no more, including that idea of the disgruntled members who have been paid a little bit of dust to go and cause ruckus at the offices. Also, several other ways they want to make sure to bring down one powerful National Unity Platform person. One. They want to make sure. 1, 2, or 3. The target is Dr. Lina Zedriga, Vice President, Acting Current President, Honorable Joel Senyonyi, Leader of Opposition, and Honorable Louis Rubongoya. There's going to be either in accidents or medically, so try not to go to hospitals where you're not sure of the ownerships or leaderships. You know, I hope we have some new hospitals or providers. Dr. Shamim, I know you're somebody, you know, you can guide so we know where the leaders should go and not just go anywhere. It is unfortunate we lost our honorable sister, Nachimuli, in a very unrealistic way. We did not protect our own. We were not Nathans. We were not Nathans on that day. Okay? Kitika wachi, wang majo me National Unity Platform, okok. Koro magin kitika kelu nene, gitika nani, wang ma jo me National Unity confirmed means that they have already signed and sealed and must happen, must be executed. This one of police and OCID must be executed. The police and OCs must be eliminated, says Muhoozi. So their profiling has commenced, and at any time, anything could happen to them. Noop crying is confirmed. Continued profiling of NRM leaderships and UPDF leaderships confirmed. Elimination of pastors, Sheikh Mubaje, Kazimba Mugalu, confirmed. Releasing masks and reagents to Mbale, Mount Elgon people, confirmed. Let me see what else is confirmed. Continuous demolition, confirmed. Ebola to be used, confirmed. Okay? Mounting roadblocks, traffic, pressure checking, they're still debating. It hasn't been confirmed. So they're going to set up different roadblocks, still trying to use Ebola as a thing to try to keep people under quarantine or keep people under, what do they call that? Lockdown. Gubi mede kitimu and roadblock kunoki bipimu temperature mene anoni kono tiki bola nyo peki bola kivitemo traffic mene anoni down mier pobet ka waratata pian mier gubbeta war gina kilwoni soaps ene put gitika temo kita mier bet kede. They're still debating how to run the roadblocks, temperatures, and traffic checks to try to emulate, to pretend as if Ebola exists. Museveni is going to disappear very, very soon. Museveni, oberuenyoro chochoke. Oberuenyoro. Museveni noni enbede all. Museveni nenu chagula weng. Aya, do bete menene. Those videos, I mean, all those events being cancelled, all those are signs that he's leaving Muhoozi to be in charge. Muhoozi will be in charge after Museveni disappears. When you no longer see Museveni physically, it means Museveni will have disappeared and Muhoozi will be the one running the country. Okay? So that's a big planned disappearance. All those videos will be passed. Museveni thinks even in his death, his spirit will still run Uganda. But we will know. As soon as it happens, we will find out and we will let you know that indeed he's out of there so we can get the rest out of there. Okay? Muhoozi CDF is to eliminate anybody who he fears and those who don't believe in him. I already said this. Awini Muhoozi wachibi kwanyu kuopa dano mapemare unyo dano ma eni luoro. So teke luori kono iningeni en luori unyo pengeyu. Kwani umiaro bet pere. Bien ende thing which she wished upon National Unity Platform. Everything she wished for, she got. They say an evil person gets everything they fear. But a righteous man gets everything they wish for. Imagine that. So while you have the power, while you can do something, do something. Because today it's her, tomorrow it's you. Imagine Muhoozi is plotting. He could even be plotting around people like Brigadier Tema. Example. Atika wachi, Muhoozi tika wachi, miere kwan kwa pa joma luore, joma ene luoro, unyo joma pemaro en, joma pegine, joma pemaro en. Manjuti kubericha ubera Anita Monko. Anita Mong omaru Jami Weng majocha ni timi kom prisoner pa National Unity Platform. Jami Weng ma opposition pa Bobi Wine lutien ma ke maro gini. Jami Weng maguka.
Kali, ndozulira. Jeno Yoweri Kaguta Museveni enteekateeka ze plani ze byali mu planinga byali mu kupangira eggwanga lyaffe tuzukuke bulabanga bagamba bolaba kaabirako na okaaba oyongezamuko ku mulanga okitegedde. So bannayuganda Jeno Yoweri Kaguta Museveni bino byonna byakola abikola ye for his own benefit ne family ye. Tabikola kululwo nange yabikola kululwe abaana bange n'abalekawa akolerera abaana n'abazzukulu be. So eggwanga laffe balisaanyawo balitwala ku bobe yagale ffe tubonneebonne. Okitegedde bulungi nnyo. Kati gwe wenna gy'oli kola buli kyonna ky'okola ng'okimanyi nti kikkakata okulaba ensi eno ogenda kugireka otya. Abaana abazzukulu bo baligibeeramu bo batya. Okitegeera. So tulina okubaako kye tukola ku lw'ensi yaffe